Hello. Today is May 26, 2026. It's about 6:30ish p.m. on the East Coast. I am back home in James Island, resting in my bed, and it feels amazing. I have returned safely and soundly from my motor camping trip to Aiken State Park. My first ever motorcycle trip slash camping, and also the first time I crossed over 200 miles in a motorcycle trip, 296 to be exact. And honestly, driving home today from work, realizing I have accomplished something that a year ago was just an idea, like, how do I do this thing? And I did it. And it was emotional. I was crying. I will say, riding down Route 78 through Bamberg, Blacksville, Denmark, oh my gosh, and Williston, all these small South Carolina towns, these rural towns. I'm not going to say forgotten, but you have to make an effort to get there. Was memorable. Stretches of road where it was just me and no one else was mind blowing. We'll say that I crossed a certain threshold in my riding where I felt joined to the road. The road was welcoming. It wasn't intimidating like it was when I was leaving James Island. I was intimidated by the roads. These roads were welcoming. And note, stop for gas. Don't think you can get home in one tank on a motorcycle. So I topped off in Denmark, South Carolina, and then hit 61, and there was nothing for an hour. My tank is about 3.5, so, and on an open road without traffic, it does really well. But I was watching the tip marks on my gas meter go boop, boop, boop. I was like, so when I stopped at a BP, I knew I could get home. I had plenty of gas to get through West Ashley and Charleston, and then back home to James Island, so I felt good there. But not if I didn't have my paper map. I swear to God, if you don't buy yourself a paper map before you travel on a motorcycle and do some waypoints and specific areas, like, okay, it's 30 miles here, and I knew leaving I could get to Denmark, South Carolina, and find a gas station and top off the tank. But all in all, it was inspiring. Riding a motorcycle over a long period, just seeing everything, smelling everything. I mean, it's a fine line between beauty and death. At any instant, something could go wrong. You could be face down and gone forever. An oncoming car can make a change. These things happen, and especially being out in the country. I mean, you're on your own, and that thought never left me. But I knew I trusted Lucy, my 2024 Triumph Speed Twin 900, to get me home, and she carried my load. I mean, I had a huge duffel bag on the back, 2 saddlebags. Everything was packed. Everything was wet, so it doubled the weight, and she hauled. It was awesome. I do listen to music when I ride. I know maybe some riders don't, but for me, as a new rider, and when I first started riding, like, I needed something to kind of to keep my brain simulated. And what was really wild was the wind became this thing that I adapted to. Yes, it pushed me back and forth. At some points, I said, okay, we gotta slow down here and kind of gear down and kind of get control. I mean, it's a roadster bike, I mean, oh, not a roadster bike. It's a modern classic, retro modern classic. So it doesn't have a lot of fairings, and I put on a windscreen a couple months ago to help with the commutes, and I'm glad I did that. But it's this play you do with the wind, and it keeps you present throughout because it's constant, it's moving, it's all over the place, and especially when the other cars are past you, semis especially. I was looking forward to that wind blast, like, woo, here we go. And so to wrap up, I'm not gonna say challenge, but I say anyone with a bike, do a trip. Just go for it, even if it's just 30 minutes away, an hour away, like I did when I first started my preparation. I went an hour away to Gibbons Ferry State Park and just had a blast. Very thankful, very blessed to be in one piece, to be home, back at work today, and just buzzing all day from the ride. And you know, once you get a taste, you want more. So hopefully, you know, I can share more experiences with everybody, and just give an insight to the storyteller in me with motorcycling. Again, I don't show footage. This isn't demos. This is just storytelling for you out there to enjoy and be inspired by. And that's a wrap. So see you soon. Maybe see you on the road. And please, I know this is redundant, but it should be known. Wear gear, a helmet, jacket, boots, pants, I guess. No, wear some gear, people. I saw something today on the ride home. Just cringed. I mean, I know South Carolina has no helmet laws, but oh man, I feel more confident wearing gear. That's just me. Take care, everyone, and go ride.